Adam, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here in the Bite Size Pictures studio.
Thanks,
Let's
Jen.
talk about your passion for foreign films.
Oh, okay.
Now, where did this actually stem from and what was the draw card for you?
Long story short, I was in Switzerland for a friend's wedding.
Okay.
And so then I came up with a script that I really wanted to make, which had a lot to do with the history of the area. Mm-hmm. And so I started working on that project. And then, because I had to keep on going back for research, and it ended up being a very expensive project.
Yeah. Going back and forth to Switzerland.
Yeah, exactly. So then I ended up coming across into doing some work in Paris, and then we ended up with Angel's Leap on the side of that. So I still haven't made the other project.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's just one of those bizarre journeys.
It's still there?
It's still there, ready to go. Yeah.
So your first film, Angel's Leap, which in French is?
Le Saut de l'Ange.
That's right, that's what he said, that's correct. Well done. So with Angel's Leap, this is your first film, and you're actually on board with Angelica Boncoeur. She was the writer for the film.
Yeah.
What was the draw card for this screenplay? What drew you in?
I think it was the metaphor that went with it, about the Angel's Leap itself, where we don't have it in English that I'm aware of. And so when I came across it, and I thought this really is an interesting metaphor about the idea where you're in a position where you cannot continue what you've been previously doing, and you have to do something different. Mm-hmm. And so that something different can either be collapse and defeat, or just go out and do something new.
Wow, kind of fight or flight.
Exactly, yeah. And so I thought, that's just, we've got to build a story around this. And
that's
so,
beautiful.
I worked with Angelique and off we went.
Off you went. Now, this was actually filmed in France.
Yeah, in Corsica.
Entirely in French as well. And you had...
Oh, no, there's a little bit of English.
Just a little bit of English. But you had cast and crew from over 6 different countries.
Yeah.
What was that like, having this such diverse and multicultural film set?
It was all people that I'd met at film festivals.
Yeah.
And I was doing an acting course in Paris myself with Jack Walter, the New York Actors Studio. Okay. And so I was meeting all the actors and people through that. And so then really it was a case of bringing all the people together that I'd met who wanted to work on this project, and said, well, if you want to turn up in Corsica, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so that was it. That was it.
And so how long was the actual production for then?
I went for a week.
Wow, fantastic. That'd have been so beautiful, hanging out over there and just doing what you love.
Well, when you're working hard, you sort of, like the first 2 times I went, it was beautiful. Yeah. The third time, it was a case of just knuckle down, because the weather was against us. We had all sorts of stuff against us, and I was probably getting about 3 hours sleep a night, because I had to keep on changing the script every day because of weather and whatever else went wrong.
Wow.
And then made sure we had the locations correct the next day. So I was running around at 6 o'clock in the morning, make sure, ticking all the boxes. And then it's like, right, everyone out of bed, let's go shoot.
Let's do it. Right, here we go, in 6 different languages.
Yeah, well, no, one language, but we a lot of it was in French, but I could speak with a lot of the crew in English, and then there was only a few of the cast who didn't quite speak English well, so we worked around it. Okay. Yeah.
Now, Angel's Leap was actually released in 120 countries
and
actually went on to win the most prestigious award at the World Fest in Houston, Texas, which is in the ethical, spiritual and religious film category, which is beautiful. That's the Jury Remy Award.
Yes, that's right.
And so this was the award you received for your very first film. Where do you go from there? Like, you hit the ground running already.
Yeah, well, look, I think that's just a wonderful, I'm so opportunity. I'm so grateful for that, because it does help. Yeah. So when I'm moving forward with the next project, I can say to producers, look at the last project, see what you think, and I can see they have a little bit more confidence.
Of course.
Because I think it's very tough for filmmakers that if you don't have something behind you to give other people confidence. I understand that circumstance. So for me, I'm grateful for that, because it does help. It really does help.
And speaking of your next project, nice segue. You have Mary Poser coming out very soon. So can you give us a bit of an inside scoop as to what to expect for this next film?
Well, a lot in the sense of like Angel's Leap, where you start off thinking it's just a love story, and we get into that idea of it being a love story, but then we flip it on its back and we show there's a lot of white lies in there. And so we have a lot of fun at the start, because I do have a Nashville girl who's very much the country and western, and she steak houses and the Bible Belt and all that. And then she falls for an Indian Bollywood director.
Okay.
And so so we bring this whole Bollywood element in. He's Hindu and vegetarian, and so we've got this clash of culture, star-crossed lovers.
Beautiful.
But then once we've got all this going on, we've also got this dark secret that she's holding as well, that we have to find out what is going on, because if it's not resolved, it's potentially life-threatening for her.
Well, with that as well, as a foreign film director, what inspires you?
I like the idea of a transformational experience. And so the transformation that the protagonist experience, and perhaps other people within the story, I want it to be something that the audience can relate to. So yes, you need entertainment, and yes, you need all the highs and lows and the emotions, but if it really resonates with you on a heart level or on a soul level or some level where you think, wow, that really is a special film to me on some levels. You know, I've sat with people watching Angels Leap and the tears rolling down their face, and then they talk to me for, you know, hours afterwards about what it means to them.
Well, one final question for you, Adam.
Sure.
Now, when it comes to being a filmmaker, what's the most valuable piece of advice that you've been given as a filmmaker, and why?
It was actually something Fred Skepsey said to me. It takes, on average, 7 years to get independent film off the ground.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that just took the pressure off me. And I thought, oh, fine, good. So even the big guns, it takes them a long time to get going. So great. And so then I could write, right now I know I can just plug away at this, work at it, you know, whatever it takes is whatever it takes, and not feel so pressured by people saying, is it done yet?
Yeah, you have time on your side.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
And I would say that to any filmmaker, you know, like, keep the faith, keep the process going.
Well, Adam, thank you so much for your time today.
Oh, thank you, Jen. Thanks for inviting me.
It's been lovely having you here with the Bite Size Pictures studio. For more information, head to our website, of course, www.bitesizepictures.com, or to our Facebook page, facebook.com/bitesizepictures.